There you go.
Right. So for those of you that know me, and for those of you that don't, I am Stacey Calder from the Business Success Network and magazine. And what you should have hopefully realized by now from the emails from Jen and from myself is that a few months ago, Jen came to me, loving One N, loving what it's all about, but unfortunately has got really, really busy, and so didn't have the time to really kind of invest and put into it. And came to me and said, Stace, you're a bundle of energy. You've run communities for years. You know, BSN, Business Success Network is what it stands for, has worked alongside One Networking for a very long time. And so she basically said, I think you should take it under your umbrella, and we'll go from there. So after, several conversations, and actually from my point of view, it worked really, really well because I do run this network, a network, and I wanted to bring in a kind of a membership style network because at the minute it's very much pick a mix. You pay for what you want to go to, and you don't pay for what you don't want to go to. But I never wanted to step on One Networking's toes. So actually, by doing this, it allowed us to join forces, if you like. And it's given Jen a bit of a kind of get out of jail free plan because it means that I can carry on running the network. Nothing changes other than really the name and some possible more opportunities. So I just thought it'd be really quick and easy to use one of the insights to go through that. It will be a whistle stop tour. I'm never going to be able to answer everything, but look, let's have a one-to-one. Let's jump in my emails. I'm very approachable. Let's just have a chat and a coffee. So I've run networks for lots and lots of years. 16 years ago, I was a mum with two children on her knees, and I still needed to network. Unfortunately, some groups are going to frown upon me dragging along two children. So I created a networking company called Networking Mummies UK. It went from having 30 people in a group in a soft play area when I took it on to 34 franchises across the country with 21,000 members. So I know how to build a network. Um, if that wasn't easy enough, 8 years ago, I decided to sell my shares in that, get rid of it, and start again from scratch. And that's where Business Success Network came from. And I did that because I realized it wasn't just mums in business that were my audience. I was having lots of male guest speakers. I had dog owners and cat owners and rugby players and all sorts of people coming through the network. But what we realized is success looks different to everyone. Everyone on this call will have a different meaning of success. And that's what we wanted to do. So we wanted to help people find that regardless of what their business was, who they were, and what their background is. So that's where BSN started. It's where it grew. Um, and obviously, One N, most of you will know, started during COVID. It really grew really fast. And over the last couple of years, where people have started to go, networking's changed a lot. There's a lot of people that don't want to do online anymore. There's a lot of people that don't want to do face to face anymore. Still a lot of people that have never even heard of networking. So we just need to find the right audience. Um, so I'm just going to give you a quick brief of what I've got planned for 2026. Hopefully, you'll find it exciting. Hopefully, you'll think, yes, I can see where the energy is coming in, and things like that. So, here we are, new leader, new network. Yes, we did have to change the name, but it is still all that ethos that One N has. People that have known me, hopefully, like Keith, will know that I try and keep everything really simple, really straight, and very honest. And what comes out of my mouth, this is my plan. Um, but I will always listen to members, and things can change for the better having listened to you guys. So, um, I'm not asking you to go out there and build this network for what was One N, what is BSN Pro for me. I'm asking you guys to grow this network, to grow this group for you and what it does to you. Because ultimately, you are not here to grow a network. You are here to grow your businesses and grow your audience, right? But the way we do that is through visitors. It's really cozy, these groups that we've got. You guys have connected for a long time now. You'll all know each other. It's really easy to rock up on a Friday afternoon and be like, oh, I get to see my sales team, my networkers. But actually, if we're not bringing new people in, you're missing out on new opportunities, which is why we launched the January incentive. Hopefully, you saw that email before Christmas. Hopefully, you've took it under your wing. Hopefully, you want to be the group or the person to win. So a little bit more on that. It is about visitors. You get double Rio points for any visitor you bring along in January. And the reason we've done that is because we want to emphasize that those Rio points, any Rio point is important, but visitors are really the lifeblood of any network. You want to be introduced to new people as much as I do, and Yanis does, and anyone else on this call. So that you get double points for. We're also very aware that there are other groups out there, and you might know two fantastic photographers, and only one can join your group. So we want to make sure that you can take another photographer over to, say, Midlands or Origin, and you can attend with them and be a visiting guest. Well, you get triple points if you do that. So if you book in a member to another group and attend with them, you will get triple points for that. Now, the points always make prizes, don't they? If you're a big fan of 90s game shows, you'll know that. For me, we are going to do two prizes, and I'm not going to give away what they are yet. It's all to play for. There will be a group prize for the most Rio points in January. God, I forgot what month we're in then. But there'll also be an individual prize for the person who brings the most visitors. This does not have to be hard work. I went to the Midlands group yesterday. They had an in focus session where they just went and sent 3 or 4 different things. They decided they were going to have a wedding theme next week after using the insight to work out who people wanted. So I know somebody mentioned earlier they wanted to speak to this type of person, estate agents, whatever it is. It works really well at getting you focused and getting those visitors. So that's the January incentive. We're bringing back the academy. So for those of you that, love presenting at the academy, would like to run a small training, we're bringing that back. There'll be a monthly one. We're doing it slightly different. And again, this is to help you grow your audience. So it will be a perk for you guys for the BSN Pro. It will still be free to attend and free to present. But what we're also going to do to let it go out to those wider Business Success Network communities, so not the pro groups, but all the Facebook groups and things like that, they will be able to join and come along to those academies for £5. Really simple. What it also means is if you work in an office, so say for instance, Andrew, I don't know, we've got a presentation on accounting or something, and he'd quite like his team to go, he can book them on for £5 a head. Really simple, affordable training there. And those academies will be run by the BSN pros, you guys that want to do it, or our BSN experts, which I have just dropped a thing about in the chat. We've got a team of experts on our website, which are part of our panel. So they'll be taking them as well. So you'll get some really, really great content, great training. And that's what makes BSN Pro, or 1N as it was, very different. It's not just a networking company. We've always had great support. You are like each other's sales team. You are each other's support network. Yanis has quite comfortably come on and said he's having a shit week. I know you guys are going to rally around and look after him, as will I. I'll drop him a message afterwards. So there's a lot of support and training, which makes us very different to other networking groups where it is just networking. So I hope you're excited about the academy. And again, this is real kind of things where I think we can bring in visitors. You can get them to have a look. Yes, they can pay £5 to join the academy, but you get it free on your membership. Why wouldn't they join? So have a think about that. Growth is obviously key to any network, and I want to grow this network, but I really want it to be consistent. So I'm not going out there and I'm not saying, right, we're going to launch 5 BSN Pro groups in January. It's not about that. I actually want you guys to have full manageable groups first before we grow. However, I'd love it. And I am having a conversation about a couple of new pro groups, and it might be that they're slightly themed. So we might look at a woman in business one, only because we have a woman in business community. I'm not saying it's going to be a women only network. It's absolutely not. And we're also looking at a disabled entrepreneurs one, because that's another community that we have. So quite specialist, quite niche, but there is a lot of people out there within our community that class themselves as disabled entrepreneurs. Again, it's not going to happen until your groups are full and rocking and ready to rock. I can't do this on my own, as I've said. I want us to achieve this together, and I want us to grow so that you guys can grow. I love the fact I've walked into this group and I know I know Pam because she's done the soap poses for the awards before. Anita used to be in the Origin group, so I've met her and had chats with her. Heather, we've, been on WhatsApp and all those kinds of things, but I want to get to know you guys more, and that's why I've committed to coming into each meeting, not just once, but over the next couple of months, and really helping you guys with your business introductions and helping you grow. So a few, and I'm going to shut up in a minute, a few small goals that I've set kind of for myself about 1M Pro is I'd love to see who's been here long enough, probably Yanis, remembering when we used to really focus on those, getting those two visitors every week. And we used to have a chat about who do we want to see. So Pam mentioned, grooming stuff there. I've already thought, I know the lady that runs the Groomed Man. Maybe next week we look at, health, wellness, well, not health and wellness because you've got Vanessa, but grooming and stuff like that. Someone else mentioned accountants. Focus on a couple of seats a week and pull all those resources into getting those people. So that's where my head's at. Those visitor numbers each week. Member numbers up. I want to see you have the most vibrant groups you can with loads of opportunities. Cross networking between the BSN Pro groups and the BSN communities. I was chatting to Midlands yesterday. We've got a BSN in Warwick and Leamington. We've got a BSN in Stratford upon Avon. There's about 1,000 small businesses in them. They should absolutely have no problem finding guests for their meetings. Absolutely not. And members, because there will be people in those groups that really want to do some more structured networking. So we're going to do a lot of cross network opportunities, if you like. And we're going to launch a couple of groups. The website I have been proofreading. It's pretty much ready to go. So we've got the BSN website. We've got the one networking website. You can't possibly run two websites. It wouldn't make sense. So we're bringing the one networking, which will now be rebranded BSN Pro. That will go as a subdomain and it should be ready to launch. Dan Ackers, who's done it, has also told me there is an app. Did you know there was an app coming? Apparently it's been 4 years in the pipeline, but it's ready to go, apparently. So over the next few months, you should see that launch as well. So we are, I am putting in time and resources to make sure it's right for you guys. But there's 4 questions I'm going to leave you with, and I can pop them in the chat after, or Yanis or someone could scribble them down. And I want you to think about this because it will help your networking. 1, how can you use BSN Pro to support you this year? 2, how can you use BSN Pro to grow this year and become more visible? 3, what makes you a great member and a great networker in 2026? And 4, what would you like to see from me and BSN Pro? And I'm going to leave that with you because it's something to think about. You might want to run an infocus on it another time. You might want to just email me and bombard me or have a coffee, whatever it is. It's just something to think about. I really love the 3. What makes you a great member? Because actually that makes a really good 60 seconds for you guys as well. Why do people want to work with you? Why are you a great member of the team? That kind of thing. And I'll shut up now.
What was your second one? My
What was
short
the
answer.
second one?
I can't read what I've written.
How can you use BSN Pro to grow this year and become more visible?
So it makes sense what I've written down now then.
Most people that come networking want to grow, they want new audiences, and they want to be visible. So I want to know how you want to do that, and then I'll put stuff in place. Any questions? Stunned silence. Vanessa, go for it.
Hi, Stacey, that was brilliant. So, how many of these pro groups are left open then? Because I think that was something that people were starting to ask, and we
Yeah.
really weren't sure.
So we've got 3 groups at the moment. We've got Origin on Monday at 10 o'clock. We've got the Midlands group, but it's Midlands and beyond, but let's say Midlands, which is 9:30 on a Thursday. And you've got your group Friday at 12:30. And what I've said to everyone is, look, if you are feeling like your group is a little bit stuck, or you're not quite sure how others are doing it. You've all got the same script. We don't necessarily read a script, but you know what I mean. But actually go and visit other groups, go and see other connections, and just get a feel for how everyone's doing it, because that script is kind of a structure in which you kind of can deviate from, and you can put your own feel on the group. There's no reason why you can't go and visit other groups and, you know, have a look at what they're doing, or go and meet their members, that kind of thing. We will be bringing back some inclusive meetings as well, because I think they're really important to get everyone together. But yeah, 3 good solid meetings at the moment. My main thing is for you guys, you and the other meetings, to really, you know, make sure you're getting the benefits before we start adding to that. But the plan is that that will grow.
Stacey, see when you say the inclusive meetings,
Yeah.
is that things like the speed networking, etc. we used to do?
Yeah,
Remember we used to do
they've had speed network sprint, isn't it? So you had sprints, all inclusive. So there will be something that will bring everyone
that's
together.
what, yes, sprint, yeah.
Did you like those, Andrew?
Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, no, I thought they were really good because it was a different audience as well that you got than the same every week. And I like the fact it's the same audience every week, but as you say, it opened you up to another network as well at the same time, or contacts. So it was good.
And that is absolutely what we're planning on doing. So I want to give you guys more access and more visibility in those bigger Facebook communities that we've got. And I also want to make sure that there's a real balance, isn't there, between making those long-term relationships that you've got in here. You know, I couldn't think of anybody else that does car hire, and I'm not networking with Yanis every week, but he would be my top of the radar for that. But people in the Facebook communities where we've got 2,000-3,000 people have no idea who Yanis is, because he's never in there, but he's going to be soon because I'm going to make him. So it is about finding there's new faces, there's new opportunities. You know, there'll be loads of people in there that have never even heard of One Networking or BSN Pro. So it works both ways. Keith is in both, and he's very active in both, and you know, he's got a great audience growing because of that. So that's what I want to do there, Andrew, is make sure that you've got this group, this long-term relationships that are being your sales team, your support team, but also you've got new faces that you can network with as well.
Wow, well, that's a lot for us to reflect on. And like Stacey said, if we've got any questions, then get in contact with Stacey. You're in the WhatsApp group, aren't you, Stacey?
I am. I've snuck in, a little stowaway.
Okay. So you can always reach out to her in there as well. But thanks for that, Stacey. I'm going to stop the recording now.